And hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Budz, Talking Budz. I got Sean. I got Jared. Your boy HT. How we doing?
Having a good day today.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
It's been smooth sailing, I think.
Nice.
Where
were you delivering at? Oh, you were not today. Where did you deliver at yesterday?
I delivered yesterday in Slow. It was not bad. Mm-hmm. We had it's been smoother lately. It's been nice, actually.
Yeah.
I got some tips. $20. Yeah,
that's not bad. That's pretty weak, actually.
Yeah,
you
know, something to put in the tank. Something.
I should talk to the boss about that.
Yeah, you
should. What about you, Jared?
I'm like, you got to go earn those tips. That's what I'm like.
Dude, I've been on the corner before. You know,
like I'm kind of like, you know what? Your shoulder, it looks like it hurts. You want a massage?
Yeah. You wear a tighter shirt. You know.
You want me to pack that bowl for you and pack something else?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Good. How's it being a manager of a delivery place right now?
It's fantastic, man. It's always a blast.
Yeah.
I honestly just think it's like we are constantly growing all the time. Mm-hmm. Always getting bigger, always something new going on every single week. It's like never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Keeping it going, as Jared always says.
Dude, yeah. Inside and outside of work. It's crazy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But and you're also dominating the pool floor?
Dominating the pool floor right now.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun with pool. Like I got my wife on my team now. She's doing really good.
Oh,
every other man would be pissed to say that I got my woman on my team.
No, because then he can go out and play.
No, I get that, but at the same time, like Fred Flintstone didn't want
his wife on the bowling league.
No.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Thelma Price sucked.
You know, if he helped her out a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to give her the skills. No, and she was already pretty good. Like she shoots well.
Okay.
She's working on her game, but like, I mean, give it a little over a month. We'll have a table to play on every single day.
Oh, that'll be great.
That's gonna.
But also, like Jared plays pool so often that I couldn't imagine going home and be like, "Hey, honey, I'm going to be gone for another 5 hours playing pool tonight," and then
that's what got her
2
on the
nights
team.
later, you know. So,
I mean, because it's every Sunday and Tuesday. Yeah, 9-ball every Sunday, 8-ball every Tuesday, and it's hours and hours. And so she was like, "Put me on one of the teams, so like I don't feel as bad about you being gone."
Speaking about you having a table, that's an episode idea right there.
Oh, I'm so down.
Yeah, that is a good episode idea.
I have my own set of like a 15 set of pool balls, and then Jasper has one that I bought him that's really nice, like a $400 set of pool balls. And then he has the original set he got with the table. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Minefield. It's kind of like a game that people play. We made up the name, but you put all the balls on the table and you try to make them all in, but you can't touch any other ball in the act of shooting. So
that sounds impossible.
I have a video on my phone of me doing it. I will show it to you later.
It sounds cool.
So I'm going to do it with 3 full sets.
Nice.
45 balls.
That'd be fun. We should do where, one, you have to smoke first. Yeah. And then 2, you ever seen this where you put your head on a bat and spin in circles? Like, let's just make it real interesting.
Yeah.
Besides me being unathletic, because obviously, 2, because I'm deaf in my left ear, homeboy doesn't get dizzy.
Oh,
really? Yeah. So I could be a ringer for that one.
Yes. What about like roller coasters? They mess with your equilibrium at all?
No.
That's weird.
I don't know, bro. I'm bringing the Oculus tomorrow. We're putting you in some
I did. My best friend, his son has it, and I tried the laser cutting game.
Beat Saber.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's fun.
You didn't get all walked out.
No, I was like fine.
Beat Saber's pretty standard because Beat Saber, you're not really moving. It's just the blocks are coming at you. It doesn't even feel like you're moving.
Yeah.
Like Pistol Whip is propelling you forward. So like as you're standing still, the walls are like moving past you. It's very strange.
Like I think the one game I would get, like Squadrons or any flying game, I might get a little, because that's disorienting.
Yeah.
When I'm playing it on like with the regular controller.
Okay.
So that's probably would be, but like, yeah, I don't get dizzy.
I got disoriented at Universal Studios this weekend a few times. Yeah, riding these crazy rides where like it feels like there's a screen, like a curvatured screen in front of you, and you're on this whatever it is. But I don't think it's moving very much what you're sitting on, but it just seems to you like as you're going down, we're like playing Harry Potter Quidditch on these sticks and broomsticks, and it was like, oh my God, we're going down. And
the thing is about you, I could see you liking it and then hating it at the same time.
Yeah, because then you walk out and there's 1,000 people everywhere, and you're like, this fucking sucks. And then my friends are texting me and be like, hey, and they have kids kind of the same age, like, hey, we're in Mammoth for the weekend. Snow's pretty good up here. And I'm like,
That's where I'd rather be.
Yeah, well, I'm eating an a butter beer.
Did you get one?
I did, yeah. Well, like they got one. I tried. It's actually pretty good. It's just soaking up germs at Universal.
But for me, yeah, it's like nostalgic. Like Harry Potter got me into reading. Like, I wasn't really that into it. I read through that series. And I wanted to watch the first movie. My mom was like, "You can't watch the movie until you read the book."
That's
like, you need
that's
to
very
love
cool.
it. That's cool.
And I did. I blew through. I ended up beating her through the whole series. We were like fighting to get the last book. It was hilarious.
That's pretty fun.
and then I blew into some Dan Brown, and from there it was just like,
I'm a reader.
what's next? Yeah.
When the Harry Potters came out, my aunt was such a different person. She wanted it banned, and she came over her house, and she's like, we were reading it for school, and she started freaking out like, this is the devil worshiping stuff. I'm like, I just a guy that's an orphan. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty low key to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a Simpsons ride.
Yeah.
there.
Did you like it? I've been on it before. It's
Yeah, that was the only ride that I had like. Well, besides Harry Potter, I watched those movies with my kids, I guess, after they read the books. But that was the only ride where I was like knew the storyline or knew the characters and stuff. But if anybody's going to Universal, get the express passes.
Yeah, you were saying like
It was incredible. We were riding a ride, and I walked up. It said 80 minutes in order to that was the wait time to get on the ride. And I set my timer, and I was like, oh, let's go through the express line.
Timer.
5 minutes. Timer.
no, it just started.
I know, 5 minutes. Yeah, so we've been on 5 minutes. I'm on the ride, and it was incredible. You got to do it. It's $40 a ticket.
That's insane.
So that over 4 people, it's like okay, that's kind of a lot. But you got to ride every ride multiple times. Like that experience is way different than being able to ride half the rides, one time because you were waiting in line the entire time.
That's always a clutch thing to do.
Yeah, way to go.
It's a win. I went to Disneyland once. We got there and we were looking at a ride to see how long it was going to take. And the guy saw us because we couldn't find the sign. And he was like, what do you guys want to know? And we were like, how long is the wait? And he was like, 35 minutes. He's like, did you want to wait? And we were like, yeah, we love this ride. And so he gave us each 3 like pass hopper
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Like scanned our thing. So we ended up riding like every ride we wanted to ride from like 10 to 11:30.
Nice.
So it was like the first night we got there, we went to dinner, and then before we got back, we went like hit Space Mountain, hit like every one of the ones that took forever. And then a few of them, like it was so close to the end, we told them, we were like, we have these like redo pass hopper thingies. They were like, whatever, bro, just go through the exit. They didn't even scan them at the end. So we still got to like the end of the night with 3 of them or whatever and did everything. And yeah, we went to Dave & Buster's the next day because we were like, what's the point?
we dominated it all. Yeah.
I am a D&B stan. I love me some Buster.
I love that place, bro.
Have you ever been to a Dave & Buster's?
No, I don't. I know what it is, but no.
I mean,
if you go to the one, I think it's in Santa Ana, they have like the sky bar.
Yeah.
And you walk up like this giant 3-story staircase to get to the roof, and you're just like outside on. Yeah, it's really cool.
I looked it up. This is how much I think it would kill in St. Louis. I mean, absolutely. So I looked up the franchise.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
I think we can do it.
Okay.
11 mil.
Oh my God. You can get a Subway for like 125,000.
Really?
I don't know. I might be jacked. It's a lot. It's not that much.
Yeah, 11 mil.
11 million.
I guess it's a lot. I mean, all the games.
They just put a
liquor, bar and liquor.
And
like, that's all that.
I could see how you need a franchise for that. Like if you were just going to come up and be like, hey, I'm going to open up, I don't know, like what are some other franchises?
3-story arcade.
Yeah.
You don't even need a franchise. If you like walk in, I'm like, I'm going to open a 3-story arcade bar restaurant. What do you guys think? But if you like walk up to like people in Slow and you're like, yeah, we're going to open a Dave & Buster's. I'm like, oh, Dave & Buster's.
Yeah. No, the ease of it, because you'd open a franchise because like, wow, that's a lot of dynamics. I don't know how to set all that up and like where do you get all of your games and all that thing. So you buy a franchise and they're like, here's the black book. Here's how you do everything. But there's other franchises like at home health case stuff where like, hey, here's a black book on the scooters that you could rent people. It's like, I could probably figure that out, right. But I ain't figuring out no Dave & Buster's, structure. Yeah.
Yeah, 11 million. So I'm like, all right, let's start collecting.
Okay, well, yeah. Well,
still telling you, buy a pool hall. All right.
Dude, the
forever.
The savings, though. I would love to own another business where the government doesn't screw you over.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really nice. That'd be really nice.
That's a small ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are in California, so I think you might get screwed at anything.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm not really sure.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Speaking about getting screwed by the government, Hong Kong had banned CBD and they declaring it a dangerous drug.
What a great transition!
You like that?
Yeah, that was nice.
Like
That was a win.
that was
good in the biz.
yeah. I read this article too, and 7. So if you get caught with CBD, again, CBD, 7 years in prison, $125,000 in fines. If you're caught exporting, you get life in prison. Insane.
I don't know if you've like ever seen like the CBD gummies you buy at the store, but like you buy them and you're like, yeah, this is gonna make me feel better, and like you eat a couple of them and you don't feel anything. It's because like it's not.
Oh god, that happens all the time. The only, you know what? The only CBD product I've actually felt stuff on was Purple Plains.
See, and that's
Yeah, which is a brand that one of our employees started, and he like did just such great work on finding good quality CBD isolate to put in there, and that's the only thing where I've taken some and been like, oh my god, this actually feels like calming. And for people that smoke weed, you got to take 100 milligrams to feel anything. Like, I mean, if you're some old grandma that's never used cannabis, but dude, you'd have to drink. HT'd have to drink the whole bottle.
3,000 milligrams. Like, oh, I feel a tingle.
Get up to my level. But and like this in the article, there was a woman. She had a company for CBD bakery. So she made like cheesecakes and stuff, and she's like, I have to uproot my whole business now.
Yeah,
it's like that's gnarly. Yeah, for a dangerous drug. It's equivalent to cocaine over there.
Yeah. Oh, and heroin too. I was like on the same class as heroin.
That hurts.
Yeah. So then I was like, after I was reading the article, I was like, I better brush up on my Hong Kong, China, like, where it's at geographically, like what exactly it all is. And so I don't know where I found out. But I did find out that CBD is illegal in China as well. The punishment was way less. Like you weren't going to get life in prison if you had made some CBD gummy bears or something. But still, yeah. I wonder. I did have this thought too. Is like Texas CBD is still like CBD flower, I guess specifically, is still illegal. And I wonder if it's because they don't want to go through the process of discerning whether it's THC or CBD. Right. It just like it really grays that line a little bit. Because if you can see CBD flower and smell it, it looks exactly like THC flower. I just kind of wonder if that maybe had something to do with it. They're like, no cannabinoids whatsoever because it's a slippery slope.
That's another good idea though, because if they ever do cross that line, there's no one out there to do that testing. So like anybody who was like, oh, I'm ready to do it for you right now, it could probably make a decent amount of money.
Yeah. Some like THC. You ever seen these guys at Cops? I'm like addicted, or was when I was a kid watching Cops. It was like when I was growing up, it was the only show. And they would have these like little tests. It was like a little like kind of like a test tube thing, a miniature plastic one where you'd put something in there and then you'd flip the cap and shake it up and see what color it turned. It'd be funny if they had that for weed. It's like if it turns green, it's THC, and if it's not,
the thing about Cops too was like there was no matter what a channel that had it on 24 hours a day.
Oh, it's
like you could turn it on and just leave it on. That was like before recordings, like no DVRs or anything. Like
that with the show that before Intervention, because Intervention with the show that you watch, people have to go to Intervention and you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, my life isn't that messed up.
Oh, for
Cops
sure.
with the pre-intimate, like, oh, mom, I could be doing meth.
Yeah, look at that. I can't believe my mom would watch it. I was just thinking about the other day, like my wife has like, stipulations of what the kids are watching, what they don't watch and stuff like that, and screen time and whatnot. And I was like, I would get home from school and my mom would be like, yep, turn on Cops, baby. And I just watch like marathons of Cops the entire time.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but I was allowed to watch Cops.
Cops, yeah. So Cops, Intervention, and now I'm going to mention it again for the 5th week in a row, Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still need to check it out myself.
Bro, I was in the sauna last night. I paid the $10 a month for the app.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. And I was in the sauna last night and I was just addicted to it. I watched a childhood trauma survivor, and man, you want to make you react, like check where you're at in life and how good you have it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I mean, I watched that one. Then I watched a male stripper one. That was pretty good last night. And then a war veteran one. I was up late last night.
On a roll.
I was up on a roll.
We need to clip this, Daniel, and then we'll contact the guy and be like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah, Mark, man, his videos on YouTube.
It's insane.
Oh my God. 3, 4, 5, 10 million views on YouTube alone, let alone on his app.
And Patreon or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, that dude is powerful. And we need to talk about weed stuff, I guess, because it's a weed podcast. But he doesn't ask a bunch of questions. He just like, it's a short interview, and he just kind of lets them go. He's like, hey, what was your childhood like? And then so you can kind of get a little background, and then they just go. Like there was this.
They all have like all out.
Yeah, they don't hide anything. No, a lot of it's like sometimes it can be really nonsensical, but when it's 20 minutes long, you know, and you're listening to a very, very troubled, like paranoid schizophrenic person, it's 20 minutes. It's like, you're just like all over the place, and then it's over with. You're like, holy shit! Like I can't exactly know what that person's life was like, but it sounded really terrible. Yeah. If it was an hour long, like or 3 hours, like if you had that person like that on Rogan, like you wouldn't be able to listen to it.
Right.
But 20-minute clips is like you're getting all these wave points of people's lives, and it's crazy. Like there's this stripper that was from New Orleans the other night that I was watching, and she had like, I mean, it seemed like everywhere she moved, some hurricane. Like she was in Florida. And all of her stuff, and then she went to New Orleans, and all of her stuff got ruined by Katrina, and then it was just crazy.
Man,
yeah. So shout out Soft White Underbelly again for the 5th week in a row. I'm sorry, guys, I keep bringing it up, but it's like that's my life.
Again,
sitting in the sauna.
It makes us feel better.
Yeah, literally, I'm sitting in the sauna every night watching an episode. It's like my nightly routine. Put the kids to bed, sauna. Listen.
While you are in a sauna that's 100 degrees or what is what do you do?
At about 170. Yeah,
170. These crack addicts are like on Skid Row right now, like freezing their balls off.
Yeah, or on meth, sweating the same amount that I am.
Probably.
Yeah. And I kind of, I don't know, I don't say grew up around drugs, but I grew up in like a meth area, so like I'm pretty, and crystal is a pretty common thing, but it's really made me understand fentanyl so much more, because there's a lot of interviews with current or post fentanyl addicts, and they talk about their rise or whatever, up to fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know, and they were doing heroin, they were doing coke, then they like that upper, so then they're doing crystal, they like that upper, and then now they're smoking fentanyl. But I mean, they're all, you know, self-medicating and just kind of trying to disassociate. But it's really made me understand, because at first I was like, why would you smoke fentanyl when you see all your friends dying? And just to listen to a bunch of firsthand accounts, it's kind of made me understand, like, oh, well, it's just the progression of it all. You know, I always kind of push back against the gateway drug thing with marijuana, but after watching some of these, it's like, oh, there is a progression. Like I'm still not saying that it's a true hypothesis, but there is definitely a progression through the drugs trying to chase that high.
I mean, you can say the same thing about soda into beer. Like, I don't know, like it's just a drinking that you like to enjoy or whatever. And sweet.
Or beer into hard alcohol maybe would be better. Whatever, you know, as a kid, you're like trying a little bit of Busch Light or something behind the barn. That's how I grew up. But then the next thing you know, you got some Mad Dog 2020, and then you got some real hard.
Was that big over there, Mad Dog? We didn't have that here. Like, did you ever have Mad Dog 2020? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, 100%.
I remember. Yeah, I kind of remember drinking.
It was like the sweetest, like sharp colored pint things
with like pineapple Mai Tai, like all these gross flavors.
Headache in a glass is what they should have called it. But and then like the parties where you go and like they're like, we're doing beer pong, but you're taking shots every time we make one, and you're like, okay, 10 shots, 3 games, that's 30 shots. It was just 2 of us, so I had at least 15 shots in the last 25 minutes. I should probably drink some water.
I should probably just give up this table.
We went to, after this we'll talk about our last subject, and then we went to a Christmas or New Year's party. We were playing a game. We were playing beer pong, a whole bunch of adults playing beer pong. And then we played this game called Anxiety, where we put a bunch of cups in the middle, and you're trying to stack cups. And then it's called Rage Cage, but I call it Anxiety.
Rage Cage is great. Yeah,
I get anxiety.
Cage. I was just gonna say, is this your regular life HD? Let's just pretend to be
Rage
HD.
Cage is actually really fun.
It's so much fun.
It's really fun.
But the last time we went, my wife was driving us home from that. So I drank for her.
I've been there before.
I'm drinking. So I've already been playing. Already had a couple of cocktails, and I played that. And then I'm drinking for her, and then finally we left. And then Anna, when we got in the car, I like got drunk, like instantly, like everything hit me. She's like, "How did you get so drunk so fast?" I'm like, "You made me play for you." That's what happened. So I know that feeling.
Well, and it's, to be fair, Rage Cage is specifically to screw someone over.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole game is
and she lost. I got the death cup.
Oh, see, yeah. So you had like 3 probably beers throughout that one game. It's like 60 cups or 50
never played that?
cups or something.
You get like 40 cups.
Solo cups, like plastic solo cups.
You fill them up.
It's like
with
this
beer.
much beer in every cup, and then the last cup is the death cup. It's full of beer.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a cup and a ball, and someone else has a cup and a ball, and you have to make the ball in the cup, and you pass it on. If you do it on the first try, you can put it anywhere. If you don't do it on the first, you have to pass it to the next person. But the point is, if the person behind you lands their ball in the cup and then slaps it in yours before you make it, you have to drink, and then you have to make it in that cup.
Got it. I think I that is now when you say the slapping thing.
They just keep like when you could be in the middle of drinking, they put it right in front of you again, and you just get stuck drinking cup after cup after cup.
That's getting put in the cage.
So
you have such a mind for games. Like any game that you've ever played, you just like figure it out and then remember it, and you'll be able to explain it.
I really like it.
Absolutely, I could have literally played like Uno 3 nights ago, and then be like, I don't even remember how that game is even played. Go Fish. What the hell? How do you that again? Like 5 matches of 6. What is it?
Yeah.
And you're just like, you just have such a mind for games. It's interesting.
Love it.
Dude, game nights are always good.
Yeah. Like
I know you can't sit more than like 3 seconds, so I know that's probably hard for you. But like,
I could do push-ups or something in between.
Oh man. Well, all right. This is our shorter episode. We're gonna wrap it up pretty soon, but we do have to talk about something that we're doing next week.
Oh yeah.
We're finally doing our this weekend. Mr. Sean is done with Sober January. They had to go a couple extra days because they're gonna have a weekend this weekend, and then we're gonna have a weekend with the boys next week.
Yeah. We're gonna do a consumption cast.
So y'all get ready for that. We're gonna have multiple people in here. We're gonna have a nice couch. We're gonna get all cozy.
We're probably gonna roll up. I was thinking about what we should roll up. I think we should do big names. Like we should get some Tyson Ranch. Yes. We should get we get some of Mike's weed. What else we got? I think I got some with our own weed. That's
no big deal, Jared. You haven't smoked weed in 10 months. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. We're gonna have a dedicated blunt roller that's just rolling the entire time.
Special guest, reoccurring guest.
Yes. Oh God, Wyatt's gonna be back on. Yeah.
And then I texted Elijah. I'm like, okay, you don't need to come on tonight. Today. Yeah. We're doing a small episode, but next week we're doing the smoking one. He's like, all right, let me know if I need to do anything. Let me know. Oh, should I bring whiskey? I'm like, let's stick to one thing, brother.
No, yeah, let's.
I was like, I need to go home.
Yeah, you know what we should do? So we should start about like maybe an hour before we start recording. And just kind of like get primed.
Oh yeah,
get primed, get it loose,
yes.
And then let it roll. I don't know about that. And the more I think about that idea, the more
we'll figure this out. So we're excited for that. Don't know how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, this could go one of two ways.
Yeah.
We could either be like all talkative and fun, or it could be like we're all high and nobody wants to say anything, and we're all like,
me and Jared.
Yeah. We like, guaranteed we will go on tangents galore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, green, bro. Yeah, I'm excited for that. So
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and we'll hype everybody up for it next week. Anything else, boys? What did you guys were talking about making noise like at night? There's noises that happen at the room.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's super funny.
I didn't get what you meant.
Okay, sometimes you're walking through the building and you'll just hear like this tap tap tap
at sunset. At sunset,
it's always at sunset, and you like look up, and then all the sunlights. There's like crows or ravens, and they're like battling it out like on this king of the bubble situation. Yeah, and they're like all slanted out, so you'll see one just go. Like out the side.
So it's like a fight.
It's like a fight.
There's like 30 to 40 of them. They all gather up there, and then they like all hop on bubbles. Like, and there's like there's three skylights. So all the time you just hear them all going. Like, so yeah, I snuck up the ladder the other day and watched them for a minute.
Yeah, there's probably I think it was like 10 skylights or something like that, because there's the 2 rows of them. So maybe like 7, whatever. And so these skylights are like 4 feet by 4 feet, and they are like a plastic bubble that you kind of like semi-translucent, so you can see through it a little bit. sunset. And every night at sunset, these birds get, and they're big crows too. They're like all black crows, and they just battle on the bubbles. And it's so loud.
We need you to film this.
Yeah, and then it's so loud that me and Jared both have crawled up the ladder in the roof, which it's like 20-some feet. It's not like
It's not a small ladder.
No, it's not. It's like little. It's a little death-defying. And just to watch, to see like what is going on, and
King of the hill,
king of the bubble.
We need a drone video of that for sure.
Yes,
we
we do.
Sure.
Oh, until a drone cuts up a freaking crow.
Hey, we're not in Morro Bay. It's not a bird sanctuary.
No. Oh, yeah. That's
that's
an issue in my life, too. I quickly on that, I listened to a podcast about a guy. His name's Sonny. He has Best Food Show Ever on YouTube. It's an amazing YouTube channel. But he was in Nepal, and they harvest this hallucinogenic honey, and it grows on cliff sides. And so
was he on Rogan?
He was on Rogan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Aren't they selling that now? You can buy it online.
Yeah, I have some questions on the
Heard.
legality or the legitimacy of that. But
we'll get into that later.
yeah, so they carry these like rope ladders on their backs, and they crawl up hike up, and they kind of crawl down, and they just harvest it literally off a cliffside. Well, he's so cool. He like does a lot of his own videography and things like that. And he was flying his drone, and obviously they were up there trying to harvest the honey. He said when he landed his drone, it was completely like sopping wet and sticky with bee guts because
he just killed a whole.
And he's like, yeah, I had to have shredded like 1,000 bees, and it was just covered his entire drone.
Oh man, that's gnarly.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So Daniel, you're a drone pilot. You can shredded my head, though. Yeah, remember? Yeah, downtown Pismo, right? Yeah, shredded the tendons in his hand from a drone.
A baseball player did that, and he's like, he had to be on IR because his hand got busted up. He was a pitcher, so like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Use your left hand.
Yeah. I wish there's ambidextrous pitchers out there.
Oh, that's nuts.
The guys, they sit up and they throw right, and they're like, a lefty's up. Oh,
what? Do they have to bring another glove out?
No, they use the same one. The guys have custom made one.
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't believe something you say every week. Every week you say something, I'm like, I don't believe that.
I don't know what it is.
I can picture the glove in my mind right
if
now.
it's the cuddly bear in me,
but
I say something and it's like, oh,
but
that's
then
not
we look it up and I'm like, oh, okay, damn it, that's real.
Yeah.
It's quite rude.
There's a lot of stuff out there, boss.
Yeah, there is. Thank God for the internet.
So let's close out next week. Smoke show, if you know what I mean. And then we'll have fun. Hopefully we'll have some drone footage of
some crows. You have to pry my eyes open next week. I have a feeling by the end of this.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to close out. IG, Budz Talking Budz, and the Source.cc. YouTube, Budz Talking Budz. Website, thesourceslow.com for any of your delivery needs. Everybody, hope you have a good week.
Stay high.
Let's go.